Recognize these seniors from our band. Thank you for a great 4 years. Gianna DeVoe, Caitlin Donovan, Isabella Johnny, Rocco Torres, Enrique Guerrero, Evelyn Murphy, Nathaniel Stahl, and Serenity Young Ferguson. Now we'd like to introduce the seniors from our cheerleading squad. Your spirit and enthusiasm is what Brockton Nation is all about. Captain Angie Texera. Captain
What does it mean to be a champion? As Coach Irv Blitzer said in Cool Runnings, yeah, a gold medal is a wonderful thing, but if you're not enough without one, you'll never be enough with one. So there won't be a state champion in football this year, but don't tell these kids that. They're still playing for a title. And yeah, this game is usually played on Thanksgiving morning for the Cape Cod Cafe Cup, but today, it means more. Bridgewater-Raynham looks to send a legendary coach out with style, and Brockton is here to ruin that party. Yeah, it may not be a state title at Gillette Stadium, but playing for the conference title at Marciano Stadium is just as good. It's the Trojans and the Boxers on BCA and BTV. And this time, it's for the Southeast Conference title.
Hello everybody, welcome to Rocky Marciano Stadium. I'm Dominic Damiano, joined by John Luck of Bridgewater Access TV, Miles Jackson from Brockton Community Access TV, as we get ready to give you the Southeastern Conference Championship game, and a special night for Dan Buron, John.
Special day for Dan Buron, coaching in his final game as the head coach of the BR Trojans, as we talked about a lot if you watch the games on BTV. He is retiring at the end of the year, and I think if you talk to Coach Buron right now, he just wants to worry about this game, because I think that's the type of coach he is. He wants to worry about what's going on between the lines, and after the game, then he kind of starts to look back at your career, because it has been a great career for the BR head coach.
Yes, as far as Brockton's concerned, Coach Burton
Buron
has been a thorn in the Boxers' side over the years. That he's got the best of the Boxers during Thanksgiving football games. He always seems to have his team prepared for the Brockton Boxers, so hats off to him and good luck in whatever he does in the future.
Yeah, another thing, Miles and John, we have battle of the two undefeateds in the spring edition of high school football. This should be a great game.
Yes, as you know, both teams are undefeated in the Southeastern Conference. The only blemish for Brockton was against Zavarian, but Bridgewater-Raynham coming here at 4-0, so they're undefeated Brockton should be prepared. Coach Colombo should have his team prepared for this game today. If he doesn't have them prepared, I don't know what you can be prepared for, for a title game.
So, yeah, I'm sorry.
Sorry, I was going to say, for the BR Trojans, they have to come out with a little extra adrenaline because they are playing for the coach, as mentioned, is retiring at the end of this game as the BR head coach. But also, this has been an offense predicated on the run, led by Anthony Morrison, number 18, who we will see a lot of here today. And for anybody that hasn't watched Morrison play, the explosive speed right from when he gets the ball, that's the first thing I noticed. Sometimes we've seen running backs that dance around trying to find that open seam. Anthony Morrison, he just hits the gas pedal and he's off to the races.
One speed, as they say.
Yeah, any running back in high school football, they can accumulate over 1,000 yards rushing in just 4 games and then have 12 touchdowns. He's definitely a threat and has a promising career in college football as he moves on.
Absolutely. I believe he's on his way to Williams, I thought Coach Bjorn told me. That's a big step for him, you know. Good luck to him in his college career. It looks like, if I read the officials' hand language correct, Brockton has won the toss. So back to receive for the Boxers. It looks like number 34 for Brockton, that's Christian Paul, along with number 15, Malishi Johnson. And, of course, kicking off for the Bridgewater-Raynham Trojans is Mason Berry.
One of the handful of freshmen playing for Dan Bjorn and the Trojans.
A little end-over kick taken, a little miscommunication at the 17, taken by Brockton. Up the sideline he goes, and again, a little miscommunication. That was
Malik 32.
Yeah, Malik Miranda. Thank you for the PA announce on that one.
Brockton will start from their own 31-yard line. First down.
So basically, everyone knows Brockton plays that spread offense, and with the pistol, sometimes with a lone setback, sometimes with a 2 setback, and we'll see what BR throws at Brockton. We see their first offensive possession, but like we talked about, they're usually power eye, and they have the ability to go to the spread as well. All right, so here we go, 1st and 10. Looks like Medley's by himself. He does have a wingback back there. He'll keep it. He's going to try to go off right tackle. But nicely read by that the Bridgewater-Raynham defense.
Yeah, Brockton is going to have to establish something early in this football game. They're going to have to control that line of scrimmage. Their offensive line is going to have to push BR's line back so it can give Medley and his other running backs a chance to get through them, get up through the line and do their thing after that.
This defensive line for BR has certainly improved over the past couple of years, especially the edge rushers on the defense.
They put a motion, that's Serafon. Another keep. This time he goes off the other tackle, the left tackle. But again, nicely read by the Trojans.
That's kind of interesting. Brockton's 2 first offensive plays have been basically quarterback keepers. Did not fool the Bridgewater-Raynham defense there.
So for anybody that hasn't seen a Brockton Boxers football game, we've seen a lot of Devontae Medley in the papers. Is he kind of that dual threat quarterback that we see a lot of around this area?
Yeah, he's definitely the dual threat. He can make something happen. If he's flushed out of the pocket, he can make things happen either with his legs or his arm if he can find a receiver open.
The leading tackler, Luke Payton, was on that stop, the captain for the Bridgewater-Raynhams on 2nd down. Here we go, 3rd and 9. This time back, he does have a lone back with him. I believe that's Alowu. Rolling right. Complete out to the flats. That would be a big 7-yard pickup. And Montero on that reception. They're going to go no huddle, which we've seen a lot. If you watch Brockton High School football, they go no huddle.
Yeah, nice play by Brockton there to make sure the receiver made sure he got the first down first before that football was thrown to him.
Trying to go hard count there, Medley. Alowu with him. The keep to Alowu. He's going to try to take the corner. Takes the edge, cut in, but actually goes back and loses a couple of yards. Excellent pursuit by the Trojans on that one.
Yeah, that was a nice play there by Ryan, number 12.
Ryan Brahini,
Yes.
we've seen him on a couple of trick play attempts, but he can also play the defensive side of the ball as well very well, as we see there with one of the key stops.
So on this first 5 downs, you can see Bridgewater-Raynham, they're going right after the ball carrier. Second and about 12 from their own 39. Alohu is in the back with Medley. Medley rolls right, fires, complete. All the way up to their own. Looks like they're going to officially spot it right at midfield to be a yard short.
Yeah, nice catch by Cameron Montero. You can see right there on the replay, there's a little down and out. Caught the ball before he headed upfield. Made sure he had the football. Just a nice play.
Now Medley will have 2 backs with him on 3rd and 1. He's going to keep it. He has enough for a first down and more. Driving forward and tack on 3 more.
Medley keeper for another boxer. First down.
Looks like they'll spot it right about the Bridgewater-Raynham 46.
Yeah, Boxers doing a nice job mixing up their plays so far.
Again, no huddle again. Another 2-back set. Out of the spread offense. Medley, this time he gives to the far back, trying to take the corner. There's a big hit driving forward. Christian Paul said hello.
Yeah, Jamil Barnes, you see on the replay, that did not stop him. Good hit, but that did not stop the running back for the Boxers.
Good attempt by James Holland trying to stop him, but there is no way you're stopping a running back with that much force behind him.
Wow.
So it's Barnes and Alowu with Medley out of the pistol on a spread formation. There's Medley. Gives to Barnes again, but this time BR stepped up to the challenge. He had 3 different BR defenders knowing they had to take down Big Barnes after what just happened on that last set of downs. But his run does result in another Brockton first down, now up to the BR 35.
Looks like it took Devin O'Leary and Holland to try and slow down Barnes.
Okay, basic same formation here on first down. On the fake, rolling pressure, nice hit, nice block. Turning something into nothing is number 75 for Brockton. Made a key block, the right tackle.
Yep, and that's what Medley does best. If the play is broken, as you can see here on the replay, can't find him flushed out of the pocket, so he uses his legs to sprint upfield.
We are at the water break. Head referee just called a timeout for water. 6:36, as you can see, still left in this first quarter. Good offensive possession so far for Brockton, but BR's countering that with excellent tackling. They're not like, besides Barnes' big run, BR has stepped up.
Yeah, it's one good thing I'm sure the coaches are happy about, Brockton's coaches. Brockton is keeping the football since the game has started, but Bridgewater's not making it easy. Brockton's really had to punch themselves down the field in this fight right here in this first quarter.
Absolutely.
And we've seen for BR in years past, they're kind of that bend but don't break defense. And we saw that Logan Johnston rushed Medley out of the pocket, and we've seen Johnston start to have a little more of a presence defensively. He was certainly a big disruption last week against Dartmouth. And, I mean, if you can get him free and have him chase down Medley, I think that's BR's formula to win, especially on the defensive side of the ball.
And when you have a coach with that much experience, of course, Dan Bjorn, he looked at the Severian tape and saw what Severian to take Medley out of his game for their first loss of the season.
Yeah, I think one of the keys is to put pressure on Medley. You know, make him try to make something happen.
Now Lima in the backfield with Alowu. They give to Lima. He might have made it back to the original line of scrimmage. It looks like they might give him a yard up that first spot.
I think that was the first defensive play for BR with 4 guys on the front lines.
Yeah, it looks like they're coming out like a 4-3 look.
I think BR is doing a good job with the inside run that Brockton's thrown at him. Basically, Brockton's more their yardage has been through the pass on the outside run.
All right, same formation on 3rd and about 4 for Brockton. Medley, they trap it up the middle. Still on his feet, Olowu.
Actually, that was
Barnes.
Barnes.
Got me again, 26 and 24.
That was a good run.
That was a very good run. 1st and 10 now to the BR 20.
I think that was actually Jamal Jones-Reyes. 24 is a popular number, apparently.
Absolutely. Now the lone setback is Olowu with Medley. The fake. He sees the hole. Off the right guard. Trying to take the corner. He's in for the touchdown from 21 yards out. 20 yards out.
Well, I tell you, that was just a great play by our quarterback. Dual threat senior Devontae Medley, as you'll see here on the replay what happened. He makes things happen. It was an automatic quarterback draw. Great hole in the middle of the field, and he just does his thing using his blockers. You can see Navon Reed, number 88, pushing a couple of Trojans back and enabled Devon Medley to get in for the score.
Give credit with a mobile quarterback like that, taking advantage of those blocks. I think there was a block before number 88. I think it was 28 for Brockton that had one of the key initial blocks that allowed Medley to get the first down initially.
High snap. They're able to get it down. We march upfield. 7-0 Brockton.
Well, Brockton's coaches, I'm sure, very happy on this particular opening drive. You've got 5:27 left in this quarter, and they've used over half of the first quarter.
All right, so here we go as we get ready to kick off. Santos again does both. He does a point after tries and the kickoffs.
And right now, if you're Dan Bjorn for the BR Trojans, you're telling your players, we're only down by 7. You don't have to come back and get a score on the first play. Let's try and slow things down, play our style of football.
Absolutely.
I say this is going to be a big test for Brockton's defense, going up against that star player that we've heard a lot about, Morrison, who's done a lot from I heard.
It's going to be fun watching him get out into the open field for sure.
Yeah, he's camped out right around his own 7-8 yard line for this return. As Santos sets up to kick it off. Here's the kick. Taken at their own 15. Sees an open seam, cuts up the field all the way up to his own 39-yard line. And that was Jacob Spear on that return. Great job by Jacob Spear.
Yeah, you can see here on the replay, follow his blocks nicely. Found a little opening and put up another 15 yards there on the carry.
Certainly favorable field position here for the BR Trojans, going from their own 38-yard line.
All right, so let's see what type of formation BR comes out. So you got DeAndre. They are going. Now you got Rubo and Morrison in the back, out of the eye with a wingback. Actually, 2 wingbacks. The pitch to Morrison. And he slowed down by number 4.
Well, that was a big hit there, right off the bat.
As Lima helped out with that, we have a player down. Try to give you a number here.
Like 32.
And here it is on the toss. I think he got hit by his own guy.
I think the play was happening too fast because I think Brahini was supposed to provide one of the blocks for Morrison to go through.
All right, so here we go. 2nd and about 4, up to their own 42.
The blocking on the offensive line is going to be the biggest item for the BR Trojans to pay attention to today. Looks like they're undersized compared to the Brockton Boxers just from first glance.
Again, high formation again. Now they switch it up. They go outside, switch the tackle over. The pitch the other way to Morrison. Cuts around the corner. has a first down and more. What a great second run. And you can see a stiff arm a couple times. If he doesn't do that, he's caught in the backfield on that.
See right there on the replay. Beautiful cut back outside. Once he had that opening, you can tell he's a dangerous runner.
I'd like to welcome everybody watching on Bridgewater Access TV, the YouTube channel, and of course Brockton Community Access TV on their our YouTube channel. On a beautiful day.
I'm not used to this weather for BR Brockton. I'm used to like 4 coats and freezing to death.
From Brockton 49, I formation again. I think Brockton getting ready to stunt. Give it to Morrison again. Initially cut up the left guard, goes back to the right guard, and turns almost basically something into nothing. Great run on that one.
Well, Bridgewater's offensive coach has to be happy with the way Bridgewater's offensive line is giving Morrison and company opportunities because they are making holes for their running backs.
Yeah, Morrison's been very complimentary of the offensive line, calling them monsters, great guys, great blockers out there. And Dan Buron has been very complimentary of the offensive line and the coaches as well, going back to the off-season conditioning, which is very important, especially when you're talking about a spring schedule.
Remember, these guys didn't really get out when they were supposed to because of the weather initially. Second and third from the Brockton 42. The man in motion. They give it to the big fullback on a big trap up the middle. He has enough for another Trojan first down.
Yeah, nice play by Bridgewater-Raynham. Nice recovery by Brockton's defense. You'll see right here, a little cute play. Had me fooled just for a second. I thought the quarterback was going to keep it, but first down for the Trojans.
Michael Rubo on the carry, and we'll see that sometimes. BR trying to throw off the defenses, give it to the fullback there, Rubo. Kind of keep them on their toes, if you will.
Up to the 36, first down, the Brockton 36. They'll stay I again. This time they put the receivers to the far side, a man of motion. They give to Morrison. He made something out of nothing on that one. Great job, great second effort.
Yeah, he
There were
did.
a lot of black jerseys around him.
Yeah, big number 78 over there on that left side of that defense was one of the ones involved in the tackle.
And Noah Moore.
So far, I have Morrison down here unofficially for 4 carries and 21 yards. I think those are numbers, if you're Coach Colombo of Brockton, you're going to be happy to give up those short gains. It's when he breaks free for those 55, 60-yard runs that does a lot of damage.
Here we go, 2nd and 8 from the 34, the Brockton 34. The pitch to Morrison. Trying to cut up. Still takes a couple black jerseys with him, but not before he brings the ball all the way up to the Brockton 28.
Yeah, good forward progress there. You'll see it on the replay as he cuts straight up field and pushes his way for another 3 or 4 yards.
He was steering number 73 of the BR Trojans. We don't have a name here, but you'll see that sometimes from what I've seen, the running backs just kind of hold on to the back, use him kind of as a steering wheel.
Yeah, exactly. Here we go, 3rd and 2. Another motion man. Inside to the fullback. He tries to go off right guard. And he'll just be short. Looks like they're going to come up short here.
Run by Rubo. First down.
I could have sworn he had his hand up for the 4th down. The line judge coming our way. Great job by Rubo.
And this is exactly how BR needed to answer that touchdown drive. Take a lot of clock off. Play their style of football. Not be forced into trying to mess the playbook up too much.
And that's always been Dan Buron's MO. If you ever watch BR games, he's a big control, like any other smart coach, good coach. You got to control the clock. On a pitch to Morrison. Still on his feet. Oh, what a move. Trying to make that other corner.
Wow, Morrison, great job shaking tackles. See on a replay, he shook, I don't know, 3, 4, 5. There's a couple right there. Another one right there. Boy, 4 or 5 tackles. He just shedded. He's not a big guy, doesn't seem like. But as you can tell, he's very strong.
Very smart, too.
And he said to the Brockton Enterprise, paraphrasing here, that coach told him to play until the whistle. Don't think that you're down, because he had a shoestring tackle attempt like that last week against Dartmouth. He broke free for 73-something yards.
Now that brings up 2nd and 1, and I'm pretty sure they're going to let this quarter run out. And they are. But I believe Morrison still has to come off of one play because he lost his helmet. I think it's one play. I'm not. All right, so that'll do it. After one quarter, your score, Brockton 7, Bridgewater-Raynham nothing. This has turned out exactly what I thought it was going to be, a back-and-forth game as far as ball control and defense. And it's going to be interesting to see how BR starts the second quarter. But if I'm right, I thought you have to sit off one play. But it's only one play. It's only one play, and we know Dan Bjorn. He has a backup for Morrison when there's always a guy waiting to fill in for Bridgewater-Raynham on that very, very dangerous offense. I love the way they run the eye. I really do. That power eye.
But just after seeing this first quarter play out, I look for the team that makes the fewest mistakes. It's going to win this football game. The way it just played out in that first quarter.
For sure. I mean, from what I've seen in this first quarter, there hasn't been a mistake made by either side. And that just shows you how well coached these two teams are on both sides of the ball.
Exactly.
And just to get back to your point, Tom, I don't know if the end of the quarter maybe affects that play having to be taken off.
Yeah, we'll find out. We'll find out as soon as we get that BR offense back on the field.
That's a cliffhanger.
That's a cliff. There you go. But you did make a good point, John, as far as Coach Colombo. Those small yardages, if they can just try to control Morrison. And that last big run we saw, he did what he's been doing all year. He's a very gifted kid and was able to break off a couple tackles. You know, Colombo and the rest of that staff over in Brockton, like, you got to wrap this kid up. You can't just let him dance. And he's proved it time and time again in this first offensive possession for BR in this last quarter.
And we see number 18 with a helmet on coming back out.
So I guess my question's answered.
Sometimes you just gotta wait for the answer.
True. I'm thinking of the old rules. Now we play National High School Federation rules or national. Yeah, exactly. So here we go on 2nd and 1.
To me, I would think this is maybe where you go Rubo again.
Let's see what they do here. Again, 2nd and 1. Looks like from the Brockton 16. And there it is. Michael Rubo. He picks up about 3, and that's good enough for Bridgewater-Raynham first down. Now mark at the Brockton 14.
Yep. Trojans offensive line doing another good job, just opening it up enough for that running back to get a first down.
I think it would have taken too long for the ball to get into the hands of Morrison, so I think you get the ball to Rubo very quick, try and throw Brockton off their timing a little bit on the defensive line.
High formation again. The pitch to Morrison. Using the wide side of the field, he cuts back in, driving forward.
Gee, some nice hits there by the Brockton defense, but you can see Morrison still stayed on his feet to get a few more yards. Right there, big hit, but he still ran another 3 yards on the carry.
Bring up 2nd. It looks like 2nd, about 3.
I don't keep track of yards after contact, but I'd imagine BR, for all of their players, they got to be up there in probably the top 15, 20 of the state.
Absolutely. DeAndre now, again, same formation, they're staying high. They give to the big fullback, and this time Brockton steps up and slows down a very good player.
Big Jeffrey Prophet, number 45, came right up and closed up that hole. You'll see it right there. Just plugged it nicely.
I think there might have been a missed assignment there because I've never seen a player as open as Prophet, just waiting for the running back for the contact.
All right, 3rd and 1 now. I'd like to welcome again everybody watching on Bridgewater Access TV, the YouTube channel, right? and then the Brockton Community Access TV YouTube channel. Just like to say welcome. We hope you enjoyed the broadcast, as we have a joint effort, Brockton Community Access TV and, of course, BTV. We have a timeout Bridgewater-Raynham.
Timeout Trojans.
Yeah, and basically this drive from its beginning, basically Bridgewater, for the most part, I think has ran mostly running plays at this Brockton Boxer defense. They've done a good job mixing them up, go outside, inside, but basically they've had a great running attack so far, which is time consuming.
Yeah, and for BR, I think I've maybe seen DeAndre throw 3 or 4 passes. So this is obviously a run-first BR football team, which we've seen in years past. But like you said, it just comes down to how you operate the run. You can be that running back that dances around the hole. You can be that guy that goes right through the middle. But BR, they have a little bit of everything there. They have Rubo for the up back. They have Morrison that can go off tackle, which is how they've gotten to this undefeated season thus far. So far, if I'm seeing this right, only a couple of passing plays for Brockton, and BR hasn't had any passing plays.
Exactly. Brockton's defense so far this year, excluding the Zavarian game, those other 3 games, they've only allowed 9.3 points on defense. So this is a big test for them, this championship football game.
All right, here we go, 3rd and 1. This time they go with a 3-back set. Behind DeAndre, puts a man in motion. That looks like that spear. Right off the left tackle, driving forward. Looks like going to stop him right around the 1-yard line.
Run by Morrison gives a 1st and goal.
Rubo giving that heads-up block there. A nice wrap-up by Navon Reed of Brockton, making sure Morrison can't cross the end zone.
Navon Reed, I believe he's on his way to Bryan College. Smart kid. Bentley, sorry.
Yes. Began with a B. You had it close.
Yeah, I'm good at the first letters, but terrible in the last names.
Dom and names, it's kind of 50-50.
Here we go again. 3-back set from the 1 on the keeper, but we are going to have a
I think
false
that's
start.
Yeah.
Penalties was one area I think that BR needed to clean up last week against Dartmouth. They had, I believe, 3 or 4 personal fouls. They had a good number of penalties.
See some
Maybe the
right there, right guard. As you pointed out, John. Got a little anxious.
Yep.
And perhaps this isn't the worst thing in the world. You give yourself 5 extra yards of space, maybe a chance to spread out that Brockton defense a little more, because you know odds are it's going to be in the hands of 18 or 8.
This could be a chance where he releases Luke Payton, the big tight end. The pitch to Morrison, trying to drive forward. This time the Brockton front definitely came forward to slow down that young man.
Yeah. Nice little pitch, but somebody came up. Again, I think it was number 45 who made the initial hit.
The official mark will be the Brockton 4. Here on 4th and 2nd and goal. Another 3-back set. DeAndre. Put Spear in motion away from the play. And we're going to have another
I think that's going to be defense maybe. Yeah. One of the linemen up front. Encroachment.
Looks like it might have been in the middle of that defensive line, like you were saying.
Tall order for the Brockton Boxers to keep this high-powered offense out of the end zone. I mean, they've made BR work for this score if they can get in.
NBR has killed off a decent amount of clock.
Quite a bit of time.
This drive started, I think, with about 5.5 to go in the first quarter.
It did. Ball be marked on the 1 here on 2nd and goal for the Trojans. Same formation. And again, they move Spear away in motion. They give it to Morrison. Cuts back in. Touchdown. Touchdown, Trojans.
Bridgewater-Raynham touchdown.
The 13th touchdown of the season for Anthony Morrison.
Yeah, you'll see it right here. Nice cut back right there. He has that. That's something you just don't teach, that natural ability to cut on an instant when you see a defensive player coming at you. It's just natural ability.
And you go back to last year, the Cape Cod Cafe Cup, I think one of the highest scoring football games I've seen in a long time. Anthony Morrison was having himself a day that day as well. I believe 2 or 3 touchdowns.
And here's Owen Green for the point after try to tie this game up. Nice snap, ball down, kick is blocked. That might turn out to be a big factor, the way these guys are going back and forth. We march upfield, as you can see, 6:43 left, 7-6. Boxers.
Yeah, you'll see it on replay. Somebody penetrated that line right there, somewhere in the middle at the offensive line. Excuse me, in the trenches right there.
I think it was Jeffrey Prophet that got the fingertips on the ball. But as you said, Dom, this could come into play, especially if BR can get back into the end zone. I wouldn't be surprised to see them go for the 2-point conversion right away. As we've seen in past occurrences, Dan Biron liking to try and tie things up, make things as reasonable as possible on the scoreboard.
All right, so it's being we might have another water break. This might result in another. We're at that close to that mark where they have them take that mandatory water break.
Yeah, I think that's a good thing for the kids because they're kids.
Yeah. And you speak about the dedication that these players have had, because there are temptation to go out and have parties and have a fun time as a high school student, but I don't know what you guys have gone through in Brockton as far as the football team being affected. I know BR, we haven't really had any effects as far as players missing time due to COVID.
Yeah, Brockton, basic coach has done a great job keeping these kids focused on, as far as their social time, the right thing to do and the wrong thing to do. And there really hasn't been too much to worry about as far as anybody getting affected or half the team getting affected. But definitely kudos go out to our Brockton coaches for doing a good job keeping these kids focused.
Especially for a big game like this. You don't want to miss a game like this for a reason as discipline.
Paul and Johnson back to receive for the Boxers right around their own 12, 11-yard line. And here we go. Line drive kick. Takes a bounce, taken at their own 30. Trying to take the corner. And Smalley picking it up. I thought he was just gonna fall on it, as Dimitris Sequeira on that return actually puts Brockton in very good field position.
Yeah, Brockton. Last time Brockton had a football was in the first quarter. Like you said, with 5 minutes left, John.
Almost a 10-minute drive, and the stop there by number 22, Michael Buron.
All right, so here we go, medley now. That does look like a Lowu, excuse me. The back to his left, out of the pistol. They fake it. He keeps it, tries to take up the right tackle, using his God-given speed. He gets up, still on his feet for a Brockton first down into Bridgewater-Raynham territory at the 48.
And that's what Medley does best. You'll see here on the replay. It's definitely an automatic quarterback draw. And he takes it upfield, Knightley follows his block and spins off tackles. Breaks a number of tackles.
I think Devin O'Leary tried going for the highlight tackle instead of just wrapping him up, which is what you see sometimes in high school football.
Now they give to a Lowu. That's a trap up the left guard. He has a first down and more. All the way down to the Trojan. I believe will be the 28 or the 27. Looks like it is going to be the 28.
Wow, you'll see the big hole open right there for Lowu to do his thing. And he just throws the speed on, outruns his defense until they can finally corral him down there, like you said, inside the 30.
Their second offensive possession in this first half results in 2 big plays. Medley again. Fakes, drop back, fires downfield. There's a receiver. I think that's Reed. Incomplete.
I tell you, Reed had the opportunity. He was definitely covered well. That ball was up there, but it looks like either it was just out of his reach or just went through the fingertips. You'll see it right here.
Oh, we got a flag.
And great effort.
Flag on the play.
Let's see what the official. Holding against Brockton.
Holding against Brockton.
That'll back them up all the way up to their own 42-yard line.
Yeah,
yikes when you have a penalty like that.
Yeah, it would have been more of a yikes if Navon came down with that catch.
Yeah.
Inside the 5, and they would have had to bring it all the way back. So no harm there. Just push back 10 yards.
Okay, same formation out of that spread. He puts a man in motion. They faked the man in motion right up the middle. That's Medley still on his feet. And finally tackled all the way down to the BR. I believe that's the 20. They got a lot of that real estate back on that great run, but we have a man down for the Trojans.
Yeah, Medley totally fooled the defense right there with the handoff. He kept it himself, had a wide hole space to run, breaks tackles, and just heads up the field. Nice job holding on to that football as one of the BR players came right up from behind him, tried to steal it.
That's James Holland, I believe, on the turf right now for the BR Trojans, and this comes 1 week after Corey Abelard
went down, right?
Went down with a serious knee injury.
I'll tell you, when you would just mention, Miles, about that back pursuiter for the BR Trojans, that was the first thing I was thinking, because you know, you always tell the young football players, don't hold that like a loaf of bread. Keep it against your ribs, because you never know. And I thought that ball was coming out.
Me too. But he did a nice job holding on to the football. I could see Holland, he's a senior. So that's a tough loss there.
It is officially 5:27 left in this first half. I remember covering the BR Attleboro game. Of course, I'm sitting myself back a little bit, and the game was in Attleboro. The Attleboro just happened to have that year a fantastic team. And the Trojans came down and almost beat them, and the Trojans were expected, you know, to maybe, you know, be in the game, but they were in the game. And Bjorn did his old thing. He ran off tackle. He ran a trap up the middle, and then when he got to the 10, he threw a little tight end, and you could just see the Attleboro defenders look over the shoulder like, where did he come from? And I thought that was going to be this, you know, the case here on that first offensive possession we saw by BR, but they kept to their guns, John, just like you said, run, 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 run.
As the phrase goes, if it's not broke, don't fix it.
Absolutely.
And right now the delay is, as we mentioned, Holland on the field. Looks like it's his left elbow that they are, or left arm they're looking at.
And hopefully it's nothing too serious. When you have those young men, you got an offensive line weighing about 220 on both sides of the ball. Like you said, Brockton's a little bit bigger. That's all. And those kids run full speed. I'll tell you, that's pretty dangerous.
I will say, just from first glance, as I mentioned, it looks like in a lot of positions, Brockton has the heightened size advantage over the BR Trojans.
Yep, I agree.
I mean, we watched Zavarian come in here, and we thought our guys were big. And when we saw Zavarian's team come out on the field and line up with our Brockton kids, it was could tell it was a little mismatch there.
Oh, my God. Then they had Berletti, their quarterback. I was trying to call the school to see where he went. Talk about a multiple talented athlete. They read in that spread offense. The quarterback for Zavarian, he was just so impressive.
Yeah.
And it was a good old-fashioned school lesson that Brockton learned on that day.
And it's games like that sometimes, I think, that can help you out in the future, especially for the juniors and the sophomores that are coming back in the fall. Dan Bjorn said in an interview earlier this season that for some of these coaches, they treat this kind of as that spring practice that some colleges get. So for BR, obviously there's going to be a significant turnover, but For Brockton, you know Coach Colombo's coming back. For a lot of other schools, you know those coaches are returning. So this is a chance to kind of figure out the roster and what personnel you're putting on the field.
And there he is, the big man getting up. But it doesn't look good, John. Like you said, he's holding, the trainer's holding that left arm.
Yeah.
All right, so here we go. Again, 5:27 left. Second and about 2 from the BR, looks like the BR21. They're going to go with a 2-back set. Looks like Lima and Alowu out of that pistol formation. They give to the big back. Cuts outside off the left tackle, which results in, which is good enough for another Brockton first down.
Yeah, nice job there. Left side of that offensive line, giving Lima room to barrel down the Trojans' defense.
No huddle again. This time Medley keeps it. Tries to go right up the center. Looks like he was favoring towards the right guard. Looks like he picks up about 3.
Just to go back to the other play very quickly, it looked like Logan Johnson was going to come in for the hit, but there was that running back, Jones Reyes, giving that block.
Give the Lima again. Cutting up the middle, spins and turns.
Wow.
And Michael Rubo just saved the touchdown with a nice open field tackle.
You can see there's some hard hitting right here by Lima, dishing out punishment. But a nice shoestring tackle there, as you said, Dom, to bring Lima down.
I mean, think that's a big boy. You got try to. You're slowing down basically a truck. That kid's in. Oh my God.
I mean, that shoestring tackle basically saved the touchdown.
All right, here we go. First and goal at the BR4. Same formation. Medley gives to Lima. This time BR read it well. See where they mark. He might have made it back to the original line of scrimmage.
Yeah, defense was ready for that one. See right there, the hole plugged up early. Once Lima hit the hole, the ball was there formed by Bridgewater.
Just from the spot in the field, this almost looks like a good time to try and have Devontae Medley go off tackle, because now BR is kind of clued into how they're going to run here. They have a defensive player going right for the running back, so maybe that breaks Medley free.
Well, you can see right there, they spread the offense, so let's see.
They put him in a motion away from Medley. Medley's going to drop up for a touchdown, 4 yards out, touchdown, Brockton.
Wow, again, quarterback draw. Medley saw, wherever he saw the opening, that's where he was going to go. See right there, he was determined to go straight ahead wherever the hole was there, and he found it, pushed it in the end zone.
His second touchdown of the game, this time from 4 yards out. Here comes Santos for the point after try.
And give credit where it's due. The offensive line for Brockton giving Medley good protection. Not one hand put on the quarterback until he got into the end zone.
Oh, the kick is blocked this time by BR. Wow. Never really got that transition going between center and placeholder. And BR took advantage of it. We march upfield, your score 13-6 Boxers.
Yeah, so that kind of evens up the score there a little bit, where Bridgewater missed their point after on their first score. But the Boxers did a nice job, especially a nice job after the injury. There was a lot of time just standing around. I was wondering if it was going to throw off the Boxers' rhythm trying to get into the end zone, and fortunately it did not.
So a little bit of a good thing for both teams here. Obviously for Brockton, they get more points on the board, but for the BR Trojans, after that bad snap on the PAT, still a 7-point game, so you don't need to worry about any potential 2-point conversion situations yet. And BR right now, we saw they can kill our clock. I think they get possession to open up the second half, so maybe get that double dip going.
And so far, this football game has been nothing but a ball-controlled offensive football game on both sides of the field.
You got Morrison back to receive right around his own 4-yard line. Francis is up by the 14. And I'm trying to get that other gentleman's number on the other far side of the field on the return.
Could be Spear.
And here's the kickoff from Santos. Line drive. taken at his own 20. Like John said, this could be Spear. Oh, what a great return. He picked up a lot of real estate on that.
That was a great catch.
It was.
That was a line drive coming right at him.
And it was Jacob Spear. Now, that would have bounced off me and went about 15 yards forward, just saying. So here we go.
You said it, not us.
Oh, I helped you out. They're probably saying in the truck anyway.
I love your honesty, Dom. Love your honesty.
You know, you got to call it what it is, you know. All right, ball will be officially marked at the 41. This is their second offensive possession in this first half, I believe. 3:25, as you can see, is left in this first half. Let's see how the Trojans answer. They're going back to that three-back set. Morrison, probably Spear, I'm thinking, and Ruby, the big fullback. With that man in motion. The pitch out to Morrison. Off the right tackle. Tried to cut inside, but he's met by a host of Brockton defenders, but not before he picks up right around 2 yards, guys.
Yeah, that was a nice job. You'll see the replay when Morrison, what he does best, he cuts back up, but this time the Brockton defense was waiting for him. One of the few times the Brockton defense had a chance to really get their mitts around that tough running back.
All right, same formation. Second and about 8. Now up to their own 44. The pitch going the other side. Morrison cutting in field. Then Brockton answers. But again, Morrison picks up right about 2-3 yards. Looks like they're going to spot it right around the 46. Timeout, Brockton. Brockton didn't see something they liked.
Well, it's a good timeout, Don, because as you see, it's third down. Brockton wants to stop Bridgewater from making that fourth down. They want to make it, say, fourth down, at the worst, fourth down and 2, fourth down and 3, because Bridgewater might have to punt the football. They don't want to take a chance and try on that fourth down, going for the first down, and not getting the first down and leaving Brockton with a couple minutes in the second quarter here in their territory.
Yeah, 100%. This is all about the clock. It doesn't have to do with any game plan or anything. Because you know there's a 50-50 shot at where this ball's going. Now the question is, we have seen the BR Trojans break out a passing play here and there, try and go into the bag of tricks. Do we see maybe that emergency bag of tricks come into play here on a 3rd and 5? Try and keep momentum at a neutral side, because if Brockton gets the ball back with even a minute and a half, 2 minutes to go, we've seen that they can move the ball down the field, which is dangerous for BR.
All right. They go I formation. Spear is a split towards us. Here on 3rd down. 3rd and 5. Straight drop back. Looking. Complete to the big tight end for a Trojan first down.
It's a nice play by the Trojans. Tight end came from the right-hand side of the offense and cuts across. You can see him right there at the corner of your screen, and he cuts right across and was open.
Luke Payton, great job.
Luke Payton, a favorite receiving target of Nolan DeAndre for the passing plays that we do see. And more importantly for the BR Trojans, 2:32 to go, a new set of downs, and Brockton already burned one of their timeouts.
Ball be spotted right at the Brockton 42. Again, I formation. Two wideouts towards us. And a man of motion. And a whistle. It's a delay of game.
Yeah.
And that does not make Dan Bjorn happy at all.
Especially after a key pickup like that for a first down with a completion to Payton. That just hurts even more, and you have to imagine just for the players that hurts as well.
As of right now, I mean, you still have 2:32 remaining in this first half. BR, two penalties for 10 yards, and Brockton, 2 for 15 yards. Now spotted at the 47. Rolls right. Has a receiver and just overthrows. That was intended for number 12.
Brahini, I think.
Yep.
It looked like Dom Sylvia was trying to provide the key block there, but DeAndre very simply just threw the ball over his receiver's head. That could have something to do with the defender that was coming into his face, too.
Yeah, that's an excellent spot by you. Absolutely. All right, here we go. Second and long. Second and 15, again from the 47. A long count by DeAndre. Oh, a little draw play by Morrison was a first down and more. Wow.
Oh, that was pretty. If you want to know what a draw play looks like,
that's it.
That's it right there. You'll see it on the replay. Nice job by the offensive line to open up a big hole for Morrison.
John mentioned this in the pregame. When this kid has one speed, and it's fast. You've seen ball players that have two speeds, but this kid just goes. What a great run on the draw. First and 10, now marked at the Brockton 30.
That was Morrison's longest run of the day so far, about 17.
There's a pitch to Morrison again, trying to go up the right side, driving forward, but it looks like he's going to pick up 8. We are getting that momentum going as we wind down here in the first half.
Oh, nice key blocks there by Bridgewater's offense there, the offensive line.
Either side of the offensive line, that's how Morrison's going to get his yardage here. He's not as much of a running back that goes through the middle.
Another pitch to the other side on the sweep. Driving forward for a second the way he was going down. I thought he might have lost the ball for a second. Looks like a timeout, smart timeout by Dan Buron with 1:17, as you can see. Looks like they're going to spot the ball at the 21.
Gee, you just saw the replay. Nice takedown by number 15 for Brockton. Johnson.
Meanwhile, Billy Donnelly and Luke Payton providing Morrison the ability to pick up a few yards there.
And again, everyone watching this game on Brockton Community Access TV, the YouTube channel, and it was BTV, Bridgewater Access TV, that YouTube channel, we'd like to say welcome you. You've got a great game going on right here in this first half.
And just to stick with Morrison for a second here, Dan Bjorn said after the Dartmouth game to Wicked Local, he's fast, but he's also strong, explosive, and getting some good blocking up front. We just keep doing what we do best and eventually find something that works with formations. With his speed, he just needs a little bit of a crack. He's a special player. And we're seeing it here today for sure.
I did the wrong thing. I was watching the down mark again. 3rd and 1, folks. From the 21. I formation again. DeAndre down the center. He'll keep it for a BR first down. He turns, he spins, he goes right, he spins left, and picks up 2 more.
Important, you're keeping momentum going. You're keeping Brockton's offense off the field right now. And you're getting DeAndre in on the rushing attack as well.
And he smartly spikes the ball to kill the clock with officially 1:09.
I think that was about 4 or 5 yards
on that.
For
Oh,
DeAndre
yeah.
on the sneak.
He was spinning right. He said, oh, right's taken. I'm going to go left and pick up a couple more. Ball is officially spotted right at the Brockton 15, or just under the mark at the 14-yard line here on 2nd and 10. Again, same formation. Receiver to each side, I formation. A long count by DeAndre. He's looking, throws it out. There's a time play. Did he catch the ball? He caught the ball, and we're going to have passer interference, defensive pass interference, and he still had enough concentration to catch that ball.
Wow.
Ryan Brahini with the grab.
Yeah, excellent grab, excellent concentration. Gee, I don't know about a pass interference. Number 15, he turned around. Johnson, he looked like he turned around in time. Now, if he would have kept his, that definitely was a flag, excuse me, but that didn't look like a pass interference call to me.
It did look like he was playing the ball.
Yeah, but it didn't matter because it was a great concentration by the receiver.
That was
that
was impressive.
Yeah.
For sure. I think that was a 50-50 type of ball there.
Yeah.
Either you throw it away, it's a loss of down, whatever, or somehow, some way, Brahimi makes a tremendous catch along the sidelines to rope it in to make it a 1-point game.
Now, being an official, we are up here, and that official is 4 feet or 6 feet away watching everything. All right, here we go for the point after try to tie the game. Owen Green. Ryan Brahimi is the holder. Nice snap, ball down. His kick is up, and it is good. We march upfield. Your score tied at 13. 1:02 officially left in this first half. What a fantastic game.
The Trojans did a nice job bringing a lot of the time off the clock. I'm sure they would like to bring a little bit more, but with 1:02 left, anything could happen. But I'm sure Coach for Bridgewater-Raynham's happy with what he just saw out of his kids to take that ball all the way back downfield.
Oh, for sure. And we saw a little bit of everything on the play. We saw the running game. We saw the passing game, which we haven't seen a lot of here with that DeAndre pass to Luke Payton to pick up the first down. We saw DeAndre using his legs. We saw him with the passing touchdown. I think that might have been Dan Bjorn's, or I should say the BR Trojans' best drive of the season that we just saw here.
That was only the second off. Well, we already know they control the clock. Unbelievable high school football team that has that will can control the clock, and they proved it again in that last offensive possession. Again, 1:02 left.
I think now we're seeing the penalty come into play here. And the question is, if you're BR, do you try the onside?
Or do you hit one of those squibblers on the ground and see if you can get a good bounce off a player? All right, so here we go on the kickoff. Johnson and Paul are basically back in their own end zone. Well, Johnson's about the 2. There's a deep kick. And that'll be a touchback using Federation rules.
So an offensive kickoff returner cannot, when he catches the ball in the end zone, he can't run it out.
That's exactly what I saw out of that. And again, first time I've seen, as we get used to these high school Federation rules. I don't know if John saw it with the BR games he covers, but even the other games, even at the Votech school, I mean, it's high school Federation rules. That's the first time I've seen that.
Yeah, and I think with high school football, a normal kickoff, it would probably go to about the 15 or 10-yard line, but because of the penalty yards, you open yourself up to that unique rule.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so the ball is marked at the 20 on 1st and 10. Again, 1:02 left, tied at 13. Great game in this Southeastern Conference Championship. Medley. Alohu is definitely to his right out of that pistol. 3 receivers, straight drop back, looks, thinking about firing it. Now he stops. He's going to lead the receiver, complete, first down and more. That's Wundu all the way into BR territory. They're going to spot it at the BR 43. They're going to go no huddle again.
Mackay Boston providing a heck of a block for Medley to have a look to complete the pass. Saw big number 75 holding off one of the BR players, allowing Medley to look down the sideline.
Yeah, nice. And he smartly cut back inside.
So is that like a do-over? I mean, he snapped the ball.
He heard a whistle, Dom, and
yeah.
I think that was the problem. Quarterback heard the whistle and thought, stop the play, but it really, I don't know what. I thought I heard a whistle, but
I did too. So I'm saying, is this like a mulligan?
No, they give him second down.
Looks like Jones Reyes tried picking the ball off the ground after Medley spiked it, thinking it was still a live ball.
All right, 2nd and 10.
Yeah, the coaches on the sideline for Brockton tell him, pick up the ball, because you just don't know.
Oh, that's funny. All right, so here we go. Again, ball marked at the BR 44. Timeout, Brockton. 50 seconds officially left in this first half.
Yeah, the key to these last 50 seconds for Brockton's offense is how well can Brockton's offensive line protect Medley, because they're going to try and throw a pass. So he's going to need protection just long enough to where if he can't find nobody, it opens up the field, he can run down the field. But it's definitely, right now, the key is that offensive line to give him enough time to try to find a receiver that's wide open or partially open.
And we've seen a good job by this Brockton
Yeah.
offensive line, allowing Medley to just have his way offensively here. I think only one incomplete pass. He's had one rush that didn't amount to anything, but overall he's had a 20-yard rushing play, a 36-yard passing play that we just saw, a 20-yard rushing play.
In the New Bedford game, he went 8 for 11, 142 yards, and 2 TD runs last weekend.
Just remember, Medley's favorite target is senior Navon Reed, who has 13 catches this year for 206 yards and 3 touchdowns. He's a big target.
All right, so here we go, 2nd and 10. Again, 50 seconds left, tied at 13. They want to put 40. Okay, there we go. 48 seconds now. Medley again. I believe it's a low to his right. And definitely going to have a false start because running down the field, that was the man who just had the big catch.
False start, Brockton.
Wawandu?
Yeah, he was ready to fly down the field.
He was flying all right. So that will result in another Brockton penalty. That puts them at 3 penalties for 20 yards in this first half.
I will say the lone positive for Brockton is the fact that the clock hasn't really moved. We only killed off 2 seconds because of the spiking there on the first down.
Here on 2nd and long, Medley, drop back, he's thinking about running. Now he's over the line and stiff arms, and he just makes it back to the original line of scrimmage. Well covered.
Yeah, definitely. His receivers were covered out there. So he just kind of scrambles to his outside. Gets back to the original line of scrimmage.
Jose DePina, number 51 for Brockton, were physically holding down one of the BR players.
Straight drop back now. Throws it out complete to Reed. Makes a cut, drives forward. He should have enough for a Brockton first down. Up to the BR 33.
Yep. Nice job by Navon to get out of bounds after the catch. He thought about continuing, but the BU defender was right there. I thought he was going to go out of bounds, but he decided to go upfield, but he was able to get out of bounds to stop that clock.
Goes out to the flats to Alowu, who has the edge. Cuts back inside, makes it, he lost the ball. Fumbled and recovered by the Trojans at the Brockton 8-yard line.
And there you go, first big mistake. This time, Brockton cost him possibly points on the board. Alowu making a nice run, cuts back up, and nice job by that defender. I couldn't see his name for Bridgewater, just made a slap at the ball, and it paid off.
Brahini with the reception and Brahini with the turnover.
And we talked about that loaf of bread thing where you got to keep, you know what I mean?
He swiped at it. He definitely was carrying it like a loaf of bread. He didn't have it tucked in hard enough.
All right, officially 22 seconds left.
Let's watch this again on replay. With a big turnover by Trojans defense.
And Medley had a nice clean look, so the passing was actually picture perfect.
This is actually, that's all right, that's another look at Reed's play.
And that put Brockton in good position as well. That kind of shows you the second effort that I think you need, especially in a game like this with two teams that are so familiar with each other on the field.
You're talking points possibly taken out off the board, either
sure.
6 points or 3 points, if Brockton was to go for a field goal. So just a big defensive play by the Trojans defense there. I'm sure the coaches are happy, very happy about that turnover.
Absolutely. So the official mark is their 8. Looks like they're smartly going to go victory formation and let this half run down.
Did you expect anything different than a 13-13 game between BR and Brockton, Dan Biron and Coach Colombo?
Well, you know, as much as I love high-scoring football games, I just wanted to see if he was going to get one out to see if he was going to find one out to the big tight end, Luke Payton, but that'll do it for your half. That'll do it for the half. Your score in the Southeast Conference Championship game tied at 13.
Yeah, and you just saw two of the top teams in Southeast Massachusetts football give a clinic on ball control on both sides.
And I think also you have to compliment both teams that they worked on what they do best. We saw the running of Morrison. We saw a couple of key passes by DeAndre in the second quarter. And as you mentioned for BR, it's all about the clock control. But for Brockton, it's the battle in the trenches that they have won, allowing Medley the time to get downfield, complete those passes. And except for that one costly turnover, a pretty mistake-free football game for both teams.
John Luck, Bridgewater Access TV, BTV, Miles Jackson, Brockton Community Access TV. I'm Dominic Damiano. We'll step away. We'll be back with the second half right after this. Everybody, welcome back to Marciano Stadium. I'm Dominic Damiano, joined by John Luck and Miles Jackson from Brockton Community Access TV. Excuse me for catching my breath. I just ran up the stairs. Oh my God.
That kind of just tells you that the game's been all about the run, and Dom wanted to take part and see how you could do with the 40 going up the steps. Apparently,
yeah, I failed.
Not the best in the world, but it happens to the best of us.
Oh boy, I got a scoring summary as soon as I catch my breath. First quarter, first quarter, 5:27, a 20-yard TD by Brockton High School's quarterback, Devontae Medley. BR answered back as Morris had a 1-yard run with 6:43 in the second quarter. And then I have a B8 Brockton High School run again, 4 yards out. Second quarter, Devontae Medley again. So I believe I might be missing a score.
I think you might be missing the Ryan Brahini touchdown reception.
Pass.
That was a very impressive touchdown reception as well.
That really was. I mean, he did have the height over the defender, and of course there was a flag thrown. But again, that official was right there. Kind of, from what we saw on the replay, maybe iffy. But again, he saw something we obviously didn't see. And again, great catch by it was Peyton, right? The tight end. Was it Luke Peyton?
I believe it was Peyton, and we're getting a visual look now at what Dom was just talking about. And so far today, this game has been predicated on the run, mentioned that lone exception being the Braheni touchdown. But we knew coming into this game it was going to be all about the rushing attack of Anthony Morrison and also the quarterback play of Devontae Medley, and we've gotten everything that we thought we would.
Absolutely. I just had a funny feeling this Southeastern Conference Championship game. You get the two best coaches in the state with two great staffs and a bunch of great kids, and I had a feeling this was going to come down to this.
Yeah, definitely. You get the best two teams out here, best two programs out here representing the southeast of Massachusetts. So this is why we have a great game, as we've been seeing so far.
And the reason why I'm out of breath, because I was talking to Coach Connie, the baseball coach who also coaches football, and I was already trying to reel him in for a radio interview coming up in the next couple of weeks, and then
he's not going to be impressed with the time that it took to run up the steps and how out of breath. I'm just saying that may hurt the interview prospect.
Yeah.
But I do have some of the unofficial stats here for Medley. 8 carries for 67 yards and 2 touchdowns. Passing 4 of 5 for 66 yards. Again, unofficially my math. Make that what you will. Anthony Morrison, 14 carries for 83 yards and a touchdown. But I think more importantly for BR is Nolan DeAndre getting a couple of completions, and one of them being in the end zone and the other one a first down conversion, as you heard Dom mention, to Luke Payton.
All right, so here we go. Morrison back to receive right around his own 10. He has Jacob Spear back with him, and I believe that is Daniel Francis, another running back, the sophomore. Again, they're both around their own 20. As Santos gets ready to kick off.
Field position has been something BR has been benefiting from. About an average start, probably the 39, 40-yard line of their own side of the field.
All right, so are we waiting for the official whistle to put the ball in play, or?
Well, there is a clock winding down.
Yeah, clock's winding down, so let that happen. I thought that was all squared away.
So apparently you didn't have to run up the steps.
Well, true. I forgot about the 3-1 warm-up. I should have asked the timekeeper. He would have straightened me out.
Well, we learn sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes.
I tell you, for Brockton's defense, the key for this first drive by BR's offense is for Brockton. Their focus is to stop them somewhere. They can't let them just march down the field, take clock off the time, and another score. What they want to do is make them punt sooner or later.
Well, you got McDermott the center, Donnelly, Danino, Silva the right tackle. The right guard is Compton, and they're compensating for these stunts that Brockton's throwing at them to give Morrison the edge. All right, so now we're all set. Here we go. Here's his kick, taken by Spear at his 20. Cuts across the field, cuts up the middle now, still on his feet. He's still moving, finally tackled all the way down to his own 43 yards. We'll call that almost a 23-yard return.
You don't stop until you hear the whistle. The first rule of a BR running player, and Jacob Spear is showing an illustration of that rule. And he did a good job surveying the field, I think, trying to get an extra few yards.
He really did, because you figure he caught it, towards our sideline. He cut it across, saw an open seam, and then, like you said, you don't stop until you hear it. And he did. He kept on going. All right, so here we go. 1st and 10 again, officially marked at their own 42. And we have another whistle and a flag in the back. Illegal substitution? Yeah, illegal substitution, right?
2, 4, 6, 8, 10, yeah, 12.
Yep.
We need the CBS telestrator there so I can start counting players.
And then you get John Madden. And there's a boom, bang, woof.
And I think I broke the telestrator here the last time.
All right, so here we go. Again, Brockton BR penalty-wise, BR 2 for 10 yards and Brockton 3 for 20 yards.
More importantly, you just gave BR an extra 5 yards. They didn't even have to run a play.
Absolutely. First and 5, we put Spear in motion out of the I formation at their own 47. And there's Morrison on his feet, taking the corner. He has the edge, and he finally gets taken out of bounds. Looks like they're going to mark it at the Brockton 29.
You don't want number 18 to start getting warm, because that's how he starts making runs like this. A clean look right up past the line of scrimmage, and he breaks free for a few bonus to get the first down.
Nice job, touchdown-saving tackle by Malik Miranda, pushing just his last effort to push him out of bounds.
All right, here we go. Same formation, but this time they put the receivers to the left of DeAndre. I formation. Another pitch to Morrison. Originally off the right tackle, cuts back inside and picks up about possibly 6, maybe 7. We'll get the spot in a second.
Either way, unofficially, I think he's down for another 100-plus yard game.
Yeah. Another nice little run by Morrison. Squeezes under the pile there.
Looks like they're going to give him 2nd and about 4, gain of 6, if I'm looking at that down marker right. Knock the ball on the Brockton 34. Long count by DeAndre. Oh, they got a man move. Oop.
Yeah, that was the left tackle, excuse me.
Yeah, that was Andrew Danino.
Danino, one of the 20 seniors on this BR football team, mistiming the count.
He was already taking his inside step to take out that tackle.
You could see where his responsibility was inside.
All right, now 2nd and 10. Again, everybody watching on the Brockton Community Access YouTube channel and the BTV, Bridgewater Access TV YouTube channel, welcome as we start this second half. A pitch to the far side on the sweep. Bowls over one Brockton defender, about a post. Brockton defenders slows down Morrison, but not before he picks up about 3.
Yeah, that was a nice pursuit by Brockton's defense. This time they was able to stop Morrison, like you said, but now they have a couple. If he got a couple, that was just on extra effort.
Morrison's so fast, you really can't put a spy on him because Bridgewater-Raynham has so many offensive threats. With Rubino, you got an excellent tight end.
Well, I kind of wonder if Brockton maybe has a de facto double spy for Morrison.
They should if they can get the right formation, the right look. Again to Morrison. Again, lost his helmet and dives forward for 2 more.
Wow.
It's a moot point now because that's going to bring up a 4th down, but as you know, you got to go up the field if you lose your helmet.
Yeah, you'll see it right here on the replay. Nice pursuit by the boxers. Right there, the hit is made, but still Morrison was able to get 2 more yards on the play.
Yeah, another draw, but this time it was it was a quicker reacting draw with the other one when Morrison was set back in that first half and fooled everybody.
Big 4th down right here.
Brockton going to a 5-man front here.
Yeah. Big test for Box's defense right on this play.
4th and 8. It looks like Dan Bjorn is going to smartly call a timeout. Timeout, Bridgewater-Raynham.
Yeah, Coach wanted to see what Brockton's defense looked like on their formation setting up. And after he saw their formation by the Brockton defense, he called this timeout.
I noticed when they went to that five-man front, that's basically, you got 5 true guys, but they're playing with an outside. It looks like they're playing just from the demeanor, the way his posture is. They're playing with that extra outside linebacker to the strong side of the field.
And on a 4th and 8 at this point, more or less, I think this is basically for field position than anything else. I don't know if you really want to worry about the first down at this point. Maybe just try and get a few extra yards, try and start Brockton's offense back a little further before anything else. Because you don't want to do too much here, because if you do too much, you could have it result in a turnover and more favorable field position for the Boxers.
All right, so we come out of this timeout, as you can see, tied at 13. Great championship game here to decide the Southeastern Conference champion. I formation again. Brahe is towards us, number 12, the receiver. Looks like Spears is the far side. He looks to Spears, gets it out to Morrison in the flat, trying to use his, he takes his corner and dives forward, but he's going to be short.
Yeah, nice pursuit by the Brock's defense on the outside there. They had a good idea, probably would go to Morrison, who's the game breaker, but this time Brockton seals it shut.
So looking back, maybe that was part of the reason that Dan Biara called the timeout, to get Morrison back in the game.
Yeah, good point.
We've seen it twice near the end of the first quarter. We saw his helmet come off, and he started the second quarter.
And for the BR Trojans, they're looking for their first 7-game winning streak dating back to last year, obviously, since 2017. That was the year they made the Division I South Final against King Philip.
Here on first down, here's our first look at Brockton in the second half offensively. Medley, I believe it's Alohu to his left out of the spread, the pistol formation. He gives to Alohu, who drives forward for about 4. Alohu, excuse me.
Yeah, Alohu, you can see it right here. Nice little hole. And you know Alohu wants to do something to make up for that fumble late in that second quarter.
4th and 6. 2nd and 6. Straight drop back. Throws it to Reed, complete. Cuts inside. Weaving and bobbing, trying to move forward. He possibly could have enough for a Brockton first down.
Yeah, you're actually right, Dom. Weaving and bobbing, trying to get that first down, and it looks like he does make it. You'll see it right here, out in the flat. And Navon did a nice job cutting back into the middle to fight for that first down.
The official spot is their own 39. Medley puts a man in motion. On the fake, going up the right guard. He's still on his feet and drives forward for about 6.
Medley's not a big quarterback, but he's very strong, and he's tough to take down. You'll see it right here. Right about there. He still doesn't want to go finally take him down.
Ball officially spotted at the Brockton 45 on 2nd and 4. Medley again. He gives to the big back, who drives forward for more and a first down. That's Alohu.
Miles, during halftime, we could hear the coaches here in the press box, and we're a good distance away from the Brockton gathering on the field because they can't go in the locker room. It looks like they're starting to respond a little bit to the loud conversation that was taking place.
All right, this time it looks like they got Barnes in the backfield. Jones Ray's in the backfield. Next to Medley, again, spread formation. Looks like he was trying to go with a long count there, trying to get someone to jump. They give to the big man off the right tackle, who drives forward for about 5.
Yeah, right now you can see it right there. Brockton right now playing power football.
And they go no huddle. They've been doing it all season.
Jose DePina with a key block there for the short pickup.
Again, same formation here on 2nd. on second down. And driving forward, he bounces off two Bridgewater-Raynham defenders, and that's good enough for another boxer first down.
Now that's Jones Reyes out there dishing out punishment. You'll see it right here, right there. Just ran over the defender, then dishes out a little bit more punishment. I think Brockton's offense is trying to soften up that Bridgewater-Raynham defense a little bit up front.
Fresh bodies for BR. Donnelly and McDermott check in on the defensive line on first down for BR. From the 35, a man in motion again. Doesn't even fake, keeps himself off the right tackle, spinning and duking and still running. Tackled all the way down to the BR 19.
Yeah, you're right, Dom. Spinning and duking. Great run by the quarterback. You'll see it right here. Fakes it and then running straight up the middle. Just shedding tackles, being determined to get just inside the 20 or at the 20-yard line.
Medley maybe a little bit shaken up.
He would. He got tagged a couple times on that. We have a timeout, 5-12, as you can see, tied at 13. Guys, what a great game.
Yeah, again, just a lesson in ball control by both sides. Now it's Brockton's turn, and they've been controlling the football for quite a bit here.
It looks like Medley may be coming out here for the moment.
I apologize, gentlemen. It is an official water timeout. I'm gonna apply the log over here.
While Dom catches his breath. So this is a rivalry that takes place typically on Thanksgiving. We've seen it for the past 10 years, and it's been one-sided miles. We call it, I think, just about every game of this rivalry, and every year it seems like the same result. BR is 8-2 in the last 10 Thanksgiving games against the Brockton Boxers. So as far as a pride thing, I think, for some of these players, and more importantly for the coaches, there's a little extra emphasis on this game besides the fact it's for the SEC championship.
Exactly. As far as Bridgewater-Raynham side, you know, these young players want to win for their coach who's going out after this year, retiring. And, of course, Coach Colombo and his players, they got a relationship where they want to go on top at their own home field here.
All right, so here we go as we come out of this water timeout. Again, 5-12 left, as you can see, tied at 13.
And you can see a new quarterback. So you're right, Dom.
John called that one. We're going to go with number 22. They're going to go with Danny T. Oh, little miscue on that one.
Looks like that's Jason Winoti in at quarterback, and that's kind of the first thing I expect to happen when you have a new quarterback come into the game. First play, you see something like that. That exchange, that can do a lot of damage, but luckily for Brockton, still their ball, just a 6-yard loss.
All right, so they switched some guys out for Brockton. It looks like Lima's coming out, Rodrigo Lima.
Looks like Medley's back in the game as well.
Here on 2nd and 15 at the BR 26. Medley bouncing off one player, trying to take the corner again. This time it's Jones Reyes on that keeper.
Yeah, Medley with a nice power run here. Again, dishing out a little punishment. Right there, just sheds the tackle, sheds another one. Finally taken down nicely by 51 for Bridgewater-Raynham.
Yeah, Rail Sanjay on the tackle for the Trojans. A fake on that. I thought I heard a whistle. Oh, what a move off the right tackle. He has room, and he's in for a Brockton touchdown.
Wow. I got to see that on replay. That was just a beautiful run. Medley just picking his spots where to cut back, cut inside. You'll see it right here, a little fake handoff. Nice hole opening by the offensive line, and he just takes it to the house. And that's what he does best. If he can't find a receiver, well, basically that wasn't a pass play. That was basically option quarterback draw, which worked.
Michael Curry for the Boxers, helping his quarterback get in for 6.
Yeah, yes, he did.
I mean, this is Devontae Medley's world here for the Brockton Boxers.
All right, so here we go for the point after try. We should say the 2-point conversion from the 4. Medley will have, it looks like it's going to be Jones Reyes and Lima. They give to Reyes. trying to take the corner, trying to drive forward, and he is in for the 2-point conversion.
You can hear the pads all the way up here, John, on that hit.
Bodies aren't supposed to sound like that when they collide, but when you have
boom,
Jamal Jones-Reyes wearing number 24, that's going to happen.
Yeah, he just ran over number 28, one of the defensive backs for Bridgewater-Raynham.
All right, we march up field, 3:55 left. Let's see how this BR offense answers back.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting, John, to see how Bridgewater-Raynham's offense answers to that, because right now we got 3:55 left in the third quarter. We're in the second half of football, so you only got so much time left. A lot of football time, don't get me wrong, but it'll be interesting to see how Bridgewater responds to that score, because so far they've responded very well.
Yeah, and unfortunately for BR, we saw it on that first possession of the second half. It looks like they may start to have some answers for stopping the run. And, I mean, if BR goes pointless here on this drive, then it could be getting very close to calling it a game here. Unfortunately, this is a BR football team that they can hang in with a lot of teams. They can go back and forth. I just don't know if they have the offensive power to go, 2-3 scores in a row against a defense like the Brockton Boxers.
All right, so here we go. As we get ready for the kickoff, looks like they changed around the return. No, that is Morrison. I couldn't see his number there for a minute.
I think it might be Rubo.
Is that Rubo back? Is that Rubo back there now? Okay.
Rubo back at the 14.
There's a kick, high end over kick. Bobbled. Spear will try to pick it up at his own 6. And he's going to drive his head forward, and he's lucky enough to make it back to his own 15. Little miscommunication.
Yeah, I tell you, give BR's receiving team for blocking enough, giving the receivers, the kickoff returners enough time to get that football.
And Francis, they did take Marciano. It's Francis all the way back on the return. And I'll tell you right now, Dan Bjorn is absolutely losing his mind after saying that.
Well, unfortunately, in a situation like that, I think it comes down to communication.
You
call off the other guy. That was just 2 players going in to get the same ball.
Absolutely. All right, the official mark is the 15. 1st and 10. And high formation. DeAndre puts a man in motion, not Spears. Coming up the other side is the outside linebacker. Inside call to the fullback on a dive. Nicely read by Brockton.
That was nicely read. Running back gets stuffed right there, 1 yard behind the line of scrimmage. Nice job by Brockton's defense.
So like we talked about in that early in this third quarter, it looks like they do have that spy or that extra robber, if you want, on that outside linebacker on the strong side of the field. Because you got to get someone to slow down Mr. Marson, because he is just a threat.
He's a threat.
And he can run. All right, here we go on 2nd and 10. Rubo did make it back to the original line of scrimmage. We got a whistle and a flag. This could be a delay. It looks like it is going to be a delay.
Oh, John, and that's the second delay of game by this Bridgewater team. Is that something you see much during the year?
It's not something we're used to seeing. Unfortunately, like I said, against Dartmouth, we saw a good number of personal foul calls. We saw a couple of penalties. We didn't see a lot of delay of games, and we haven't this year. Unfortunately, I think this is just a situation where your players are kind of getting caught up in the moment. The fact that this is A, the last game for a lot of them, B, the last game for their coach, C, a rival, and D, a conference championship game.
Absolutely. Now 2nd and 15 at their own 10-yard line. Long count by BR. They put that man in motion. That's a receiver. That is Rennie. Rolls left. Complete to the big tight end with a 1st down and more all the way up to the Brockton 30.
In case of emergency, find number 88 for BR.
Exactly. A great play. Great fake, which left the tight open, wide open.
Yeah, he just chipped and released and got himself out to that area.
Nobody around him.
Luke Payton, a nice 20-yard pickup, and that's the 3rd completion of the day for Nolan DeAndre. I believe that may be a season high for completions.
Yeah, Brockton's going to have to do. Brockton's defense is going to have to do something to correct that. They cannot leave the tight end wide open like that.
Now from their own 30 here on first down. They give to Morrison, who drives forward. He got stood up there. We'll see it on the replay.
Yeah, big number 73, Jose DePina, stood him right up. Bang, right there. Also, Lima was in on that.
It looked like when we were close to the end of that first half, it did look like Morrison was kind of favoring it. He was getting up slow.
And I will say for Brockton, DePina on both sides of the ball has just been a force to reckon with for the BR Trojans, just as far as his blocking goes and his talent on the football field.
All right, so here we go. 2nd and 8 from their own 32. Again, high formation. Straight drop back. A time and play. He has a man out in the flats. And, incomplete. Just out of the reach.
Dan Donnelly, the intended receiver.
Yeah, good coverage by Johnson. Stayed right with his man. Did not interfere with him running his pass route. Just a little bit overthrown there, I'd say, John.
Yeah, we saw that a couple times in the first half, DeAndre overthrowing Brahini on the sideline. But it's nice to see kind of that breakup of the continuous running plays. Try and keep Brockton playing a little more honestly on the defensive side of the ball.
Yep, so we got roughing the passer against the Boxers.
Looking back at DeAndre, it wasn't that deep of a drop, so I don't know if that was maybe intended to try and get some contact.
Yeah, I don't know about that. He was right there. That's a tough call. I know it's a bang play, but that's a tough call right there on Brockton's defense.
1st and 10 from the 47. He puts a man in motion. There's a pitch. Trying to get out the side on that sweep. There's Morrison. He has the edge. 1st down.
Yeah, they're going to bring that back. It was a holding on the tight end. Just took a minute for the referee to get the flag out of his back pocket. But tough call right there for the Trojans.
I will say, I'm kind of surprised that BR doesn't get called for holding as much when we have such a run-heavy offense like we see with the BR Trojans. And you can see there's your hold.
Yep, right there. Took Souffrant down, number 7.
Certainly speaks to the discipline of the BR Trojan in the early part of the season.
As we wind down this 3rd quarter, 3 penalties, 20 yards for BR, 2 penalties, 20 yards for Brockton High.
Yeah, it's a big break for Brockton. Brockton's defense.
Ball marked all the way back to their own 37. Here on 1st and 20. As we get ready to wind down this 3rd quarter. They fake to Morrison. He has a receiver downfield. Oh, what a nice catch out to the middle of the field. Donnelly trying to take the edge at the 10. Touchdown, Trojans.
Have a day, Ryan Brahini.
Wow, Brahini showed his speed there. Brockton could not catch him. Watch this on replay.
After Brahini gets the ball from DeAndre, you're going to see a key block here downfield. That's Luke Payton taking out a couple of boxers to allow Brahini to find pay dirt.
What a nice play. I thought he was going for the deeper threat, and I didn't see Brahini show up till later, and that was a nicely timed play. He had 2 options on that route.
Yeah, I saw him too, the open man closest to Russ, but he saw my man Brahini in the middle of the field.
Is that a 63-yard TD run?
Sounds right.
Yeah,
yep, sounds about right. 60 yards plus.
TD pass. All right, so here we go for the point after try. Looks like going for 2 as soon as I don't fall over. I'm out of breath and I'm knocking stuff over.
It's like Joe Castiglione falling out of his chair.
The pitch to Morrison. Oh, nice play in the option. Oh, he had DeAndre. Oh, great play.
That fooled everybody.
Going across the field. Incomplete. We march upfield. You're scoring now with 41 seconds left. Here's a look.
Just a touch too much of strength there by Morrison, right out of the fingertips of DeAndre.
Yeah. Just a touch.
And he knew it. He said, I had that ball right in my fingertips. Yeah, again, I'm sorry, we march upfield. 21-19, 41 seconds, as you can see, left in the third quarter. Nice call there. That was a great play.
Yeah, nice job by the Trojans marching down the field on a variety of plays, running, passing, screens, this and that. And they were rewarded with that big play right there to their main man, number 12.
And even answering back to a couple of the big penalties that set them back. I think it was the penalty, and then you had that 63-yard reception to Brahini.
Exactly right.
So the Boxers are going to mix it up here on this return. They're going to have Alowu back with Paul right around their own 9-10-yard line, respectfully, as we get ready for this kickoff. Before it was Johnson and Paul on special teams for Brockton on the return. Here's the kick. High boom ending kick taken at the 8, by Paul. He makes a move. He's trying to take the corner. Flag comes in. There's a hold.
Yeah,
most
it's
likely.
going to be a hold, yep. Nice return.
That was a nice return. It's going to
come back.
Yep. Let's see where they spot it. They're going to spot it at the 30. Guess the ref didn't have enough in that throwing arm to throw it to the 30.
Had a good windup, I thought.
He did. And march back 10 more, so that'll put them at the 20.
You'll see it right here on the replay. You can see if we can see the hold. It's hard to see, but the referees were down there on the ground. They could see it.
All right, so here we go. I believe this is Brockton's second offensive possession in this second half. Again, officially 32 seconds left in this third quarter. Expect Brockton to go no huddle. They've been doing it all year.
Yeah, now it's Brockton's turn, their offense, to control the football. They don't want to put Bridgewater-Raynham's offense back out on the field while they still have some momentum. So Brockton's goal here is to march down the field and take some time off the clock and try to score some more points.
And more importantly, if you get a score here for Brockton, you can make it a 2-possession game with a PAT. Nicely
read by the Bridgewater-Raynham Trojans. As they were shooting gaps from the weak side of the field. Looks like it was a weak side as we take a look at it.
Yeah, they shot the gap in right there.
And big number 59, I think that was 59, is Thrasher, Evan Thrasher, who started to slow that play down.
I think it might have been a low snap to Medley, which might have thrown things off a little bit as well.
And we'll let the quarter run out. After 3, your score, Brockton 21, BR 19. Guys, it's a close game. We have a whole quarter to play.
Yes, we do, and I'm sure to look for a lot of fireworks in this fourth quarter from both teams. Again, I'm just looking at which team will make the least mistakes. Right now, Brockton made a big mistake, which cost him possibly some points on the board near the end of that second quarter. But like Dom said, we still got a long way to go.
We have seen a battle here between BR and Brockton, something we see every year for Thanksgiving. So it's great to see that we continue this here in the month of April. And what we talked earlier about it being Dan Bjorn's final game as the Trojans head coach. And Anthony Morrison had this to say about Coach Bjorn retiring, saying, having this be his last season, we want to make this special for him. One to remember because he's done so much for us. He's taught us so much, not even in football, outside of football. Being a good person, we definitely owe it to him to give him our best efforts.
See, and that's the scary part for Brockton's perspective. They know this Bridgewater team is coming out here with a lot of enthusiasm and momentum and willingness to try to come out of here with a win for their coach.
Looking for their first 5-0 start to a season, if you will, or they haven't opened a season with 5 straight wins since going back to 2009, the year that they made one of a handful of trips to the Super Bowl before they lost to the Gloucester Fishermen. But So we talked a little bit about this before the game, Dom, just how powerful this BR Trojans football team was in the late 90s with continuous trips to the Super Bowl.
Absolutely. And this is a big defensive set for BR. I know it's just starting the fourth quarter, but they really need to slow down that Brockton offense. Here's Medley. We got minimum motion. That's definitely a flag. Can't put two guys motion complete.
Yeah, that did look kind of weird.
I'm almost positive
Yeah.
you can't put two guys in motion. Oh, illegal shift. Okay, they'll call illegal shift against Brockton. Yeah, illegal shift, 2 minute motion. There you go. I don't understand. I thought that would be an automatic whistle, though.
So you see 17 and 26 trying to do a little wheel action.
It was almost like indoor arena football there, John, for a minute.
Yes.
Remember those days with the Bobcats?
Oh, my God. Didn't like Bobcat football down in good old Driscoll Ice Arena. All right, here we go. Ball looks like he's marked back at the 17, bring up second. And about 13. Medley again. This time he has three receivers spread out to his right. Lone setback. Rolls right. And there comes a there comes a BR defense. And a great job. I believe that's
Logan Johnson with a takedown, and we saw him be a wrecker last week against Dartmouth Indians, and you know he's wanted to do this entire game, taking down Devontae Medley.
Yeah, nice sack.
That pushes him all the way back to their own 15-yard line, I believe.
So at this point, if you're BR, I wonder if you put 3 on the defensive line and just have everyone play back, because you know at this point Medley can air it out for a 15-yard pass on a 3rd and 15.
Let's see what they do here, John. They do go with 3. Actually get the outside backer covering the inside slot. They put a man in motion. That's reach, straight drop back, firing downfield, and it is incomplete. Nice coverage downfield, but Bridgewater-Raynham, number 18, Anthony Morrison.
Yeah, nice defensive play. Almost a pass interference. Coaches on the Brockton side were looking for one, but it was a little bit too close to call. Right there. It was a clean play, I think.
Yeah, it looks like both players were going for the ball, and we haven't seen many penalties thrown on plays like that, so
Exactly.
play on.
So we go 4th down to bring up Lopes, the punter for Brockton High School. Our first punt of the game.
Yes, it is.
And back to receive, looks like it's Morrison and Brenny. Low, high snap. And there's a nice kick. See if it takes looks like it's going to take for a minute I thought it was a Brockton bounce, and it came back in BR's favor. It just fell dead right around the Brockton 47-yard line.
Yeah, nice field position for the Trojans right now. So it's going to be a big test right now for Brockton's defense to hold this slight lead that they have.
I think with the exception of one drive for the BR Trojans, they've had really good field position. Generally, it was back at their own 40. Now they're starting from the Brockton 46.
And again, early, we know it's still early in this fourth quarter. BR did what they had to do. They had to try to slow down Brockton.
Now the question is, what kind of play call do we see here from the BR Trojans? We've seen a little more passing from DeAndre than I think we've seen all year long for the BR Trojans.
Yeah, Coach Buron, I'm a little nervous about what he might have in his bag of tricks here.
He goes back to a 3-back set here on 1st down. Again, officially marked now, the Brockton 46. He puts a man in motion away. They give to Morrison off the original left tackle. He dove back in. Brockton smartly is watching him like a hawk. He might have gained 2 on this spot.
If I have this right here, with my stat tracking, so far Morrison hasn't really had that explosive run. We've seen a couple of 17-yard gains, but everything has been in single digits, which right now, if I'm a Brockton defensive coach, I consider that a win.
Absolutely. Looks like they're marking 2nd and 7 up to the Brockton 43. They go back to I formation. They throw the big receiver, Ryan Brenny. And we have
Timeout.
Timeout Trojans. 8:37 left. As much as I thought that last defensive set for BR was big and they did their job and were able to get the ball where they are now, this is still big for Brockton.
Yes, and with 8:37 on the clock, Coach Burton knows that this is a very important offensive drive for his team, and he wants to make sure, if possible, to get in that end zone to take this lead, because it's better now to get in the end zone than get stopped now, and Brockton has the ball again. So,
and Coach Bjorn knows how to play the clock game. I think he's one that is the mastermind when it comes to trying to play the clock in high school football. The one thing you have to be careful of is you don't take too much time off the clock right now and have it all be for naught. You don't want to kill off 3 or 4 minutes and all of a sudden have to kick away a 4th down. So I think this may be the start of the point where the clock starts to come in a little bit here for both teams.
All right, let's see what happens here. 2nd and 7. Again, the ball marked at the Brockton 43. They go back to I formation. They go with the wing back, number 17. We saw that before, Van Donley. They put him in motion now. He's away from the play. They fake to Marciano. He rolls left, looks downfield. He has a receiver complete at the Brockton 23 and finally tackled all the way down to the Brockton 15.
Yeah, nice job by BR's offensive line to give the quarterback enough time. You'll see it right here, John.
Good job by DeAndre getting rid of the ball because he was about to get flattened by DePina, finding Van Donnelly for the huge 1st down.
Yeah, there was a breakdown in coverage right there because he was not covered. The other 2 receivers were covered, but he wasn't. And the quarterback found him.
So the motion man picks up the 1st down and takes inside of 8 minutes to go probably.
1st and 10. They're going to mark it right around the Brockton 16-yard line. They go with the 3-back set behind DeAndre here on 1st down. They give to Morrison, who originally was going off, looks like off that left tackle, saw that close, saw a seam open up on the right side, and drove forward for about maybe 4, probably even more.
Yeah, he lost his helmet again. You'll see it be taken off right about there, number 19 for the defense.
No name, but yeah, you can clearly see there on the replay, 19 just basically rip it off.
Yeah.
Looks like it's going to be a 2nd and about 6.
And now does this force Dan Bjorn to call a passing play now that Morrison has to sit out with Francis and Rubo in the backfield, along with Bjorn.
Again, 3-back set here on 2nd and 6. They dive the ball up to the big fullback. And let's see where they spot the ball.
Yeah, nice effort. See it right there on the replay.
Rubo's 5th carry of the day, 15 yards.
This is a big set of downs again defensively for Brockton. Puts in the halfway mark and that free timeout, that water break timeout they get. Official mark is the 9, the Brockton 9-yard line on 3rd and 3. Again, another 3-back look. Puts another man in motion going away. They give to Morrison.
Oh!
And nicely read by Brockton, shooting the gap and getting in. I think that was Reed on that play from the far side of the field.
Yeah, you're actually right, Dom. Somebody shot the gap right there and held up Morrison nicely. Ooh, also coming from behind, Navon Reed by the ankles.
That was 2 future college kids going at it right there.
Yeah, exactly.
Almost looked like Rodrigo Lima, number 4, was kind of being used as a decoy there for the defensive line to try and throw them off to bring the double team.
All right, here we go, 4th and 3 now. Again from the 9. They go back to the I formation, but they get the receivers in the slot. Close to the tackles. They fake. No, they didn't fake. They throw it across. It incomplete. Great job by Brockton, and they hold them.
Wow, that was big for Brockton's defense. That was real big. To hold that offense, that scary offense, Bridgewater Trojans, but you saw the pressure by Lima, which made the quarterback throw a bad pass.
Lima bringing the heat, and it was intended for Peyton, but unfortunately DeAndre had to get rid of that ball.
Bringing the heat. Now, the key for Brockton now is no turnovers. Try to hold the ball for a couple of first downs, at least. You want to take some time off the clock. You got 5:38. You see it on your screen. That's a lot of time. So Brockton must protect the football.
Yep, so we fall into that water timeout break as both teams are off to the side. It'll be 1st and 10 Brockton from their own 9, and BR knows what they have to do. They have to play that same defensive series like they did. They know Medley can run. They know they have a lot of different pass rush, but whatever they did, whatever defensive set, I don't know if it was a two look or what, but to keep Medley honest, it was able to work, and that's how that's where they marched the ball all the way down the 9. Now now they got to do it again.
We've seen that Brockton is dangerous passing, obviously running. Right now, if you're the BR Trojans, don't do anything fancy. Just play your game. You've kept Brockton to 21 points. It's only a 2-point game, and there's still 5:38 to go.
But I'm sure BR is going to go after that football, too. I mean, they must make the tackle, but I'm sure they're going to go after that football. Brockton must protect the football right now. It's key.
All right, so BR will start this defensive series with a 4-man front, and looks like they got a weak back on the side, number 8. Medley now. Looks like there's a low in the backfield with him. Actually, it's Barnes who makes a quick move and drives forward for a possible first down for Brockton. Reyes, excuse me.
Boy, that was a nice juke move to just about get that first down, which they did, but you'll watch it right here. Bang. Right there, bang. Nice job by the boxer running back.
Good job by the Brockton offensive line, ISO in that hole.
Really, Jones Reyes, just from up here, looks like a running back. He has that running back shape, that running back form, especially when he's juking defensive players out of the way.
And what makes him hard to tackle, he stays low to the ground.
Same look again. They give to the big back. He's still on his feet, driving forward, and that's good enough again for another Brockton first down.
And you could see Luke Payton in the backfield punching the ground because he felt like he had a good shot at getting a stop, but another first down and another couple minutes killing off the clock here.
Yeah, nice job shedding tackles, too, while he was dishing out punishment.
The official spot is the 32 here on first down. Again, same offensive look. Now they faked to Reyes. Medley was originally looks like he was going to take the outside. BR defender forced him inside.
Exactly. You see it right here. He was going to go outside, but he had to come back inside. The defensive back was there and makes the tackle, number 28 for Bridgewater-Raynham.
Great job by that defender, because if he takes the edge, you just don't know at Medley's speed.
Just don't know.
Logan Danoon.
Yes. Nice job, Logan, containing the play.
2nd and about 4, now up to their own 38-yard line. They went away from the no huddle.
More importantly, the seconds continuing to tick off.
They'll keep it. And they'll pick up a couple.
But that was 87 Logan Johnson as one of the stoppers there for the Trojans to bring up a 3rd and short with under 3.5 to go.
Yeah, with the clock running.
Official spot, looks like the 39.5-yard line.
This is a very big defensive play for the Trojans at this moment.
At this point, this could almost be the game.
Absolutely. Looks like Lima's back down there now with Medley in the backfield for Brockton. They give the Lima who has takes the corner more. Oh, a stop and go. A Duke at the 30, at the 20, tackled all the way down to the BR 15-yard line, 16-yard line, excuse me.
Wow, that was a clutch play by the senior. You'll see it right here. You'll see his juke moves. He's got moves too. He's a big guy, but right there, just let him on his way towards the house. Big play by the big senior, showing his leadership.
So now they go back to the no huddle. Looks like they'll spot that at the 16-yard line, 1st and 10. Offensive coordinators changing the play. They give to Aloha, who cuts over. Touchdown! Touchdown, Boxers from 16 yards out.
Well, I tell you, that looked a little easier than, only because Bridgewater was winded from that last big play. And that's usually what happens sometimes when you get a big play by big black back, bruising, coming down the field like that. Your defense, they have to go right back, 20 seconds of rest, and they're already got another play running. So great job by the Boxers offense right there.
Yeah, Lima just demoralized the
Yes.
BR defense with that slamming on the brakes to pick up the first down for about a 30-yard gain. Now the biggest play of the game here.
Here's the point after try. Bad snap, kick is up, and let's see if it makes it. And it just does, off a little miscue on the placeholder trying to get the ball down, but they get it up. Pretty much upfield, 28-19, Brockton.
Well, I tell you, I was nervous from the time Bridgewater got their hands on the ball. Well, Brockton got their hands on the ball in their own territory, deep. They had to protect the football. That was the part I was worried about, but they did a nice job. Nice set of plays called by Coach Colombo, keeping the ball on the ground.
And I think it's more impressive the fact that coming into this game, a lot of people knew about what Devontae Medley brings to this team, but it's the contributing factors. It's what Lima did with that huge run. We saw the touchdown play there. I'm just more interested by the offensive weapons that we don't really hear about, especially outside of Brockton.
Exactly, because this year, Medley has found 7 receivers for over 6-7 catches for the year. So he has spread out his offense, but like you said today, basically a running attack, a few good passes, and basically softening up that Bridgewater defense.
It's like a Big Ten football game.
It is.
Yeah. All right, so you have, of course, Marson back all the way to 5 on the return. And that looks like, I'll give you the gentleman's name in a minute. That looks like that's Daniel Francis, the far side of the field. Also on the return is Santos gets ready to kick off for Brockton High. Here's kick high, ending, booming kick, taken at his own 10 by Morrison. He's at the 20. He puts on his jets, cuts up in the middle, still on his feet. Oh! And saving a tackle and slowing him down. We'll get you that gentleman's name in a minute, but he possibly just stopped a TD run on that play.
I tell you, this guy is so good. The only way you can stop him, because he knows how to shed his tackle, is watch how he was tackled. Low by the ankles. Right there. That's the only way usually you can get this guy, because he's so smart on shedding tackles and when to cut. But just a great job right there.
Aaron Domestico on the stop for the Boxers, possibly saving a TD return. That was an ankle textbook tackle right there.
And now for the BR Trojans, at this point, I think you have to air it out. Now a 2-possession game, 2:10 to go.
Now they go to their version of the spread. DeAndre in the, and it looks like Brockton will smartly call a timeout. He had Francis and, actually it looks like he had 2 blocking backs back there, John. He had Francis and Rubo, the big fullback, as Morrison was spread out, looked like he was spread out more like a slot back.
Yeah, I think you have to keep Braheny in the game, also Peyton. At this point, just kind of throw all the receivers that you trust out there on the field right now if you're the BR Trojans. I don't know if you can go with the running game with 2:10 to go, even with the clock stopping on a first down.
But I tell you, 9-point lead. The only thing Bridgewater can do right now is the long pass, get a quick touchdown, and hope to get the ball back or have the defense go out there and somehow stop Brockton's offense.
And if I'm Brockton, catch the ball, fine. Just catch it inside the numbers. You want to kill off as much clock as possible. At this point, if they pick up a first down, it doesn't hurt as bad as if you get the first down and you run out of bounds.
Exactly. And from what I'm seeing now you see it on the screen, Brockton's playing a prevent defense, bringing a few more defensive backs in, and like you said, if they're going to pass it, catch it, but with inside that perimeter.
Well, as you see, they're playing that cover for the Well, now we went to a cover 3 because you have the 2 safeties and the cornerback wide on the wide side of the field. The cornerback towards us went closer. Straight drop back. DeAndre looks left, sees a receiver. Now he's going to keep it. And he still picks up 5. Good running by that. Heads up play by that quarterback.
Yeah, heads up play because he ran out of bounds and stopped the clock.
Yeah, I think DeAndre was surveying the field, realized that his targets were either covered or he couldn't find them. So at this point, just pick up what you can. Pick up a few yards. It's going to be a 5-yard pickup. But nonetheless, it's a positive gain for the BR Trojans. That's what you need right now.
All right, let's see what they do here on second. Looks like they'll be marked 2nd and 6, at least from our angle. Ball marked at their own 38. They go back to the shotgun, more of a spread formation with the 2 blocking backs. Again, Francis and Rubo. DeAndre rolls right, trying to look from somebody downfield. He has a receiver. It's intercepted. Oh, and he dropped the ball. I called that too quick.
Should have had it.
DeAndre got absolutely rocked by Noah Moore.
And no flag. And he's getting up slow. And Fairlie had a potential turnover, and he was already running before he caught the ball.
I think he saw too much pay dirt ahead of him before he caught the football.
So Brockton will have another shot here on 3rd down. And you can see DeAndre was just trying to lead his receiver down the sideline. So they go back to that shotgun look, more of a spread formation. They switch up the backs. Morrison now. We're going to have another delay of game.
Wow, that's the 3rd delay of game, John. What's going on?
I mean, maybe the internal clock when DeAndre's talking to Coach Buron, maybe he can't get the play call. He needs to double check, but.
Well, remember, the play clock is different when you play national high school football rules. It starts at, right when the play's over, the play clock starts again. It's not like when they playing like the NCAA rules before.
I mean, typically you see the back judge with his hand up, which kind of gives you that tipping point that it's time to get things moving. But when you have to go back and forth between the sideline and the middle of the field, that kills off a significant amount of time.
BR 4 plays, 20 yards in this second half on penalties. Shotgun look again. On a draw to Morrison, not the right tackle. He's got room, 1st down and more. And he smartly gets out of bounds right around midfield. Runs the clock down to 1:46.
I think the first time we've said Morrison's name on this set of downs, and a great time for number 18 to come into play, picking up the 1st down very wisely, going along the sideline until he saw the pressure and got out.
And you notice he was into his little jump. We didn't see full speed. He knew what was in front of him. He had the clock to look at. He smartly got on bounds, but brought the ball up to midfield for the Trojans' 1st down. Again, same formation. Another long count by the Trojans. He rolls left. Looking. Still looking. Throws it away. You know, a couple of big black jerseys going at him. Number 76 and number 78 for Brockton.
Yeah, nice job again. You'll see on a replay of Bridgewater giving their quarterback all the time that he needs until finally the pressure comes right up on him. Basically a nice job by Brockton's defensive backs of covering the receivers.
I've been really impressed with what Brockton's defense is doing to the BR Trojans here, cutting off all the options for DeAndre except to either throw the ball away or get a short 3 to 5 yard pickup.
2nd and 10 right at midfield. As everyone can see, 1:39 officially left in this Southeast Conference Championship game. In the last game for head coach Dan Bjorn, who has one heck of a resume when it comes to his high school coaching football career. This time they go back to the power I. Looks like Rubino and Morrison right behind DeAndre. Again, midfield on 2nd and 10. Trying to roll out. He's in trouble. He gets away from one player, fires downfield. He has a receiver, actually 2. Almost caught, broken up right at the Brockton 8-yard line.
Wow, that DeAndre, I don't know how he got out of that with Lima on him. And somehow he was able to break free and get a pass off.
Almost looked like a Flutie-esque throw. Lima almost had him taken out. Stands on his feet, and it almost somehow turns into an absolute circus catch.
You're absolutely right, John.
If Donnelly had his hands underneath the ball, we'd be talking about a huge first down game.
That ball was tipped in his direction. That ball was still in the air. He was just farther enough not to get involved in the play.
Yep, and the way DeAndre was running, scrambling, it was almost like Flutie-esque. Let's go back to Thanksgiving Day against Miami.
1:28 left here, 3rd and 10. They go back to the spread. And it looks like BR. Let's see who it was. I thought it was a Trojans. Yes, it is. BR calls the timeout again.
And Don, just to kind of get more on Dan Biron here, who is coaching the last 128 of his time here at BR, it's amazing to think about his time in the Super Bowl. And it's not just the back-to-back years at Gillette Stadium, but I mentioned the late 90s, 96, 97, 98, 2000, 2001, 2009, and 2010, all making the Super Bowl. He won a couple of times in 2000, and he beat the Brockton Boxers in 1998, 21-12, and the run that we thought was stopped at the 1 turned out, nope, just a turnaround run to the end zone.
Absolutely. And I believe we see that in the pregame. You did a good job. John, did you put that pregame together?
That was Brian Berard with the NFL Films attempt at the voiceover.
Yeah, Brian did a good job. You get some great clips on both sides for both teams.
You know he's just going to replay that 30 seconds over and over, right?
Oh, of course.
Okay.
Oh, of course. He'll play that good play. Absolutely. All right, so the season is down to 1:28 seconds.
I will say, I think I'll take April football over Thanksgiving just from the weather standpoint.
I likes. Yeah, usually we're all wrapped up and bundled up.
This could be another drawler because you got Morrison in the backfield. Unless he swings out to the flats. They fake to Morrison. DeAndre rolling right. Fires almost incomplete.
Yeah, Lima almost had that.
Intended for Rubo.
I thought that was a catch, actually, or an interception, but that's just from a 200-foot view.
Right.
See it right here.
Watch
Pressure.
Watch it hit the ground.
No.
Never really had control of the ball.
Lima had to come back. So it would have been a tough, great interception if he was able to handle it.
Sigh of relief for BR, but now they have one final chance.
This is it. This is the play of the season right here. You either move the ball or Brockton takes over. And here we go. Let's see what they do. They're going to go to the traditional power eye look, John, right here. Slot back and a wide receiver towards us. Straight drop back, looks, fires. Incomplete. Brockton will take over on downs.
Well, great play by Brockton's defense. I think that was number 11.
Adrian Falai keeping steps with Braheny.
Yeah. Pass was a little high, but good coverage on the play.
And if you can see, just getting by his defender was the man Luke Payton, who had like 4 yards ahead of him. But then again, I'm not the one throwing the ball. I'm just the one watching it on TV here. So,
nonetheless, a very impressive season for the BR Trojans, winning their first 4 games very handily. And we saw a very talented running back on the football field. Unfortunately, this is just one of those days when Brockton's defense had an answer on how to stop one of the most talented running backs in Massachusetts this year.
Yeah, I tell you, I'm just glad to see Brockton did not beat themselves today. I've seen it in the past, fumbles, turnovers, or whatever, but they played a pretty good game, clean game today.
Well, go back to the halftime discussion. As I mentioned, there was a lot of yelling from the coaches, and we talked about this before we came back on. You know, does that work in high school football? Do players respond to the coaches yelling at the players? And it looks like today that is the case.
Well, I think because to show you how mature Brockton football team is, they took that yelling emotion that the coaches brought out in that first half, and they responded in the second half.
As you saw Dan Bieron watching the final couple of knees here, and will be the 3rd win by Brockton against BR. And past 11 annual meetings.
Yeah, Brockton's had a very tough time against this Bridgewater-Raynham team. I've been here since they went to play Bridgewater-Raynham for Thanksgiving, and most of the time I go home and the turkey just doesn't taste as good.
And Dan Biron said that he wants to still be in football. It won't be as a head coach of BR, obviously. It'll be in an assistant role. And I think it was kind of tongue-in-cheek, but he said, you know, who knows? Maybe he'll be Peter's assistant.
You never know. And that'll do it. And there's a good show by more sportsmanship. Great job as God knows, I hope they're not going to get in trouble breaking the COVID protocol. But two guys, seniors, saying goodbye to the other seniors on the other side of the field.
Please exit the stadium to the parking lot.
Well,
What any words before we wrap it up, gentlemen?
definitely hats off to the Brockton Boxers for their win today. A very tough football game, but again, it was one of those boxing matches that nobody was throwing in the towel. They went to the 12th round. Somebody had to come out on top, and fortunately it was the Brockton Boxers.
You have to imagine there's not a team that Dan Biron didn't want to play his final game against besides Brockton. We know that him and Coach Colombo and Coach Colombo's dad were good friends coaching against each other. They've had Super Bowl matchups, and this isn't the way that BR wanted the final game to go, but still nonetheless the final game for Dan Biron as the head coach of BR. But give a lot of credit to Brockton. They came to play. They came to play with a purpose.
Absolutely. For John Luck, Miles Jackson, I'm Dominic Damiano, and all of us at Bridgewater Access TV and Brockton Community Access TV. We hope you enjoyed this 2021 Southeast Conference Championship game. Your final one last time, the Brockton Boxers 28, the Bridgewater-Raynham Trojans 19. We will catch you next time. Everyone have a fantastic weekend.